Hello, this is LeDomduVin. I just want to show you something that I'm going to do now is what I do every end of the month. Basically what I do is I take all of those empty bottles that have been consumed and I deface them and I break the bottle, especially when they are engraved like this. Like for Pape Clément has an engraving on the label, on the bottle, and all of the bottles that are like this need to be broken simply because you don't want to retrieve them on the grey market or you don't want to retrieve them on the black market or anybody actually to reuse them for fraudulent purposes. So in a previous video I showed you actually some of the bottles that I keep for inspection purposes, and usually I keep a bigger format and original bottle. So this is Château l'Évangile 1990, but I keep especially the old one like this one. This is Henri Jaillet, Richebourg 1978. I keep those bottles actually for record purposes. You can see a Leroy here, Domaine Leroy, Corton Charlemagne 1992. I keep those kind of bottles as well. Or otherwise, Richebourg 1990 from Domaine de la Romanée Conti. If we want to take some of the Domaine de la Romanée Conti that I keep for inspection or authentication of the bottle, I kept some of the older vintage. So this is a Romanée Conti 1991. Here we have Latache 1998. If I want to go deeper into the vintage, into the older vintage, I kept some of the older as well. So this is Latache 1959. And here, a bit difficult to catch them. Here we have Romanée Conti 1967. So this is just to show you actually what I keep for record purposes, to basically help me when I do the inspection, the authentication. If I have a doubt, or if I want to retrieve some of the label, or if I want to retrieve some of the details that were on those labels at some point or another, I just keep those bottles. But all of the bottles that are here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically deface them with a marker, or you can basically use a cutter as well. So I'm going to show you something that breaks my heart every time, every month. What I do is I take a bottle like this. If I do it with the cutter, because the label of Chateau Cheval Blanc is a bit glossy, so it's a bit like plasticky, so it's very difficult with a marker actually to try to do something about it, so I usually use a cutter. So this is Cheval Blanc 1989, and that's going to break my heart. What I'm going to do now is deface the bottle, deface the label. So what I do is I take the cutter and I deface it. Okay. Now it is impossible actually to try to reuse that specific label. What I'm going to do after, once all of those bottles will be defaced like this, either with the cutter or either with the marker, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw them and break them into a big bin. Like for example Petrus. Petrus is actually quite easy. So this is a Petrus 98. You take a marker and you deface it. You make sure that basically nobody can use the label again, because you don't want to find this on the grey market or on the black market. I'm not so sure exactly how much is an empty bottle of Petrus, but it costs a lot of money. And when the label is that pristine and the capsule is that pristine and there is the engraving as well on top of it, then people can definitely reuse either the label or either the bottle, because even the bottle itself without the label costs a lot of money. So what I'm going to do is defacing the label, which I just did, and a bit later I will take that bottle and break that bottle. Break that bottle because I don't want anybody to reuse it. I don't want to actually find that bottle on the grey market, and I don't want to find any bottle with an engraving like this in the grey market either. They could not be reused. We cannot let counterfeiters and fraudulent wine to go around the planet. There is like way too many. So we are in Hong Kong, we are next to China. There is already a market which is flooded with some of those wine, and I don't want to help actually by leaving those bottles hanging around or just throwing those bottles without defacing the label or without breaking them when they have an engraving. So I'm going to put it there for now. So this was a bottle of Chateau Latour 1982, and as you can see I already defaced the label, and I also actually used the cutter. And the other thing which is important is to cut the capsule, because on those very expensive bottles, the capsule can be reused as well, or part of the capsule can be reused by the counterfeiters. So you really don't want to let the counterfeiters actually have these kind of things. You want to cut them, you want to throw them away, and you don't want to keep them. Okay, so I'm going to stop that video. That was just to show you what I'm going to do now for the next probably hour and a half. I've got a lot of cases, a lot of bottles here. I've got some more bottles actually over there in the corner. And it's going to take me a bit of time actually to do it. But just to give you another example. So Petrus 1990, as I said, this one doesn't have the engraving. Some of the bottles of Petrus have the engraving. Some of the bottles of Petrus do not have the engraving. This is another thing that I will explain to you in another video one day. So take a marker, as I was saying, deface the label. We take the marker, we deface the label. On the capsule there is no marking here, so there's no point to really actually take the capsule off the Petrus because there is no marking. The Cheval Blanc, you can take off the capsule by using the cutter. Up. Use the cutter and you deface it as well. Up. In that case, the capsule is gone. Et voilà. Okay. So that was just to show you, and I will probably follow with another video a bit later. In the meantime, I wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I don't know what you're going to do. I hope you're going to open some good bottles like those one. Maybe not some as expensive as those one, but maybe similar. And I'll see you soon actually in another video. Ciao, that was LeDomduVin. Bye bye.